What's up, Band-Aid gang? We live right back at you. It's your boy C-Dub, Mr. I ain't said a word, but you know what I'm saying, and I said, damn. And you know we got Diamond Gang in the building, and you can't forget the
Real Angel.
And we beat you. Band-Aid gang. Make sure the people that's up here in here and come into the chat, make sure you please double tap the screen. If you are on the vertical side, hit the like button. We got another exclusive, and y'all know we don't miss a beat. If we miss the beat, we'll die. I said, damn. Double tap that screen. So we got some breaking news, y'all. We got some breaking news. Mrs. Maxwell, Miss Maxwell, she pleaded the fifth. And you know, Jim Carrey exposed everything that's going on. And when me and Diamond Gang hit y'all with the exclusive tomorrow, man, we gonna show y'all that everything we had done said came true. Now hit that like button. Band-Aid Gang. What's up, Diamond Gang? Diamond Gang, it don't seem like we missed
What's
a beat
going
yet.
on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey now.
It don't seem like we missed a beat yet, has it? We've been on top of
Period.
stuff. I
We
said,
have been,
damn.
and I have been
Oh,
doing a lot of research, you guys. Oh, I've been doing my work here. So
Diamond been hitting you guys from every angle. We stepping on them, man. This why they try to. What's up, my boss? I see you. So let's get straight to it, gang. Cause now the stuff that they was trying to hide, gang, they was trying to hide it. Now we can see it. We got breaking news, gang, and we got more breaking news that just came out. Hit that like button, Band-Aid gang. Let's go.
And starting today, Congress members are now able to view unredacted versions of the evidence in Epstein's case. So far, the Justice Department has released more than 3 million documents.
Diamond, explain to the people what this means.
all right, so they released 3 million documents, correct? But there
Right.
was some of them was redacted. Now now Congress, I believe the Oversight Committee, can actually look at the unredacted version of the Epstein files that was released. So now, from what I'm hearing, they have found 6 other individuals that did not get charged that are directly implicated in the essaying sex trafficking of
What?
minors. So right now they only are talking about Maxwell and Epstein, but there are other people that are clearly implicated in all these files. They have actually sat at the DOJ and looked at these files, and they know the people that was redacted, that wasn't supposed to be redacted. So within time, we are going to find out who those people are, and we're going to try to figure out why they were redacted when the files were released.
Okay.
So that is coming up. Also, Pam Bondi is
Wait a
going to
minute.
be. Uh,
Let's go, gang.
all right.
Congressional reporter Torian Small is live on Capitol Hill for us once again today. Torian, can you break down what's happening and how this release is working?
Yeah, Mugo. So we know from the Department of Justice that at least 2 lawmakers is headed over this afternoon to take a look at those unredacted files. This is something that Trump administration officials said is available at their behest because there's been bipartisan concern over whether or not the Trump administration has been slow walking the release of this information after Congress passed a law and the president eventually signed it into law, compelling them to do just that. The Trump administration's response has obviously been that a lot of this material is sensitive and out of protection for victims and other people who may not be facing prosecution over this. They needed to redact some names, but there were some inconsistencies with the release of this. Several of President Trump's name or mentions of his name have been redacted belatedly after the release of some of those files. So we know that Representative Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie, the Republican from Kentucky, will be the first two to lead this charge and headed to the Department of Justice this afternoon to take a look at that. Massey has been doing something interesting. He reached out to his followers on Twitter, asking them specifically where he should look at these files. It is massive, as you pointed out. Several million files have been released so far. So he's asking what may be intriguing to them that he could then report back on. The problem, though, is because this is legally sealed, it's unclear exactly how much he can share, but it's likely, though, he'll use this as an opportunity, Mugo, to continue to press the Trump administration to make as much information it can possible to the public. As it relates to the process, lawmakers can request to view it just like these two lawmakers have. They would just need to give the Department of Justice 24 hours notice.
Yeah, Tori, and I was going to ask you if lawmakers can even tell the public what they learn from these files and these documents. But then the other question, too, is that just how far is this going to go in terms of getting any new information that the public doesn't already know?
Yeah, I mean, I think the question about whether or not there is more information to be released has certainly been on the minds of lawmakers as they, again, allege that the Trump administration is slow walking the release of this, some even saying potentially doing so illegally, considering this is a federal law that it being the Department of Justice, has been compelled to release this information. But many lawmakers, including Massey, and I want to circle back to him because he has been a notable figure in this, one of a handful of Republicans in the House that pressed this discharge petition that compelled the speaker to put this on the floor for a vote. He's saying that he is still very skeptical of the Trump administration's handling of this, which is why he's looking to get as much information he can. We'll see after his visits to the Department of Justice at around 3 o'clock this afternoon what exactly he can share from his findings.
Okay, Torian Small on Capitol Hill for us today. Thank you.
So everybody, that's crazy. We get a chance to actually
just building your app.
What is going on, gang? We actually get a chance to see what is actually going on. So we got a breaking one for you guys, and it's gonna be crazy, gang. I want y'all to see this because basically, Diamond Gang, we get a chance to see what's going on now.
Yes, we do,
y'all.
And it's important for the world to know, not just our followers, but the world to understand. This is an ongoing decade investigation that's been going on involving a lot of elites that have been sex trafficking minors and possibly unaliving them. And we're going to find out the details.
And yes, everybody, we do got details tomorrow, so make sure you guys tap into that live too. We just want to make this real quick because it's been a lot of things that's been coming in. So guess what? Just what hit the news? What's going on, George? I see you. Jamie Raskin, as y'all know, he just went and viewed the unredacted Epstein files. Gang. Oh, you thought I told you we beat you. He just
Raskins is, I believe he used to be an attorney, so he reads really, really fast. Not saying he's gonna go through 3 million files in one day, but he's looking for key things.
He just got a chance to look at it. He just reviewed it, gang. We right here. We got it right here. Double tap the screen. Let's rock a show. Band-Aid gang.
Hello, everybody. I've just gotten from this Department of Justice satellite office, a seemingly otherwise desolate facility where they've set up some offices and some computers for us to go and review the Epstein files. I think there were 4 computers in the room.
Hey, Dub, I can't hear it.
I was at one.
He said it was 4
were there
computers in the room. That's why I put the caption there. It was 4 computers in the room. Everybody pay attention. It was 4 computers in the room. We track it. That's the loudest we getting, Diamond Gang. Let's go. 4 computers in the room.
So the Judiciary Committee are very concerned because the most emphatic provision in the Epstein Files Transparency Act was that none of the survivors' privacy be compromised in any way. And we wanted to make sure that their names would be redacted and all personal identifying information would be redacted. But there are hundreds and hundreds of pages in the Epstein files that were recently released, where identifying information about victims is right there, including people's names. So that was a dramatic departure from the demands of the statute. But then
Deb, can you
conversely,
hear me?
we
Yeah, I
didn't
hear you.
want to see any
Okay, because I,
redactions
I can't
of the
hear what
names
Raskin
of
is saying, but can you
co-conspirators,
relay it to us
accomplices,
since I can't hear it?
enablers, abusers,
What is he talking
rapists,
about?
simply to spare them potential embarrassment, political sensitivity, or disgrace of some kind. And yet, nonetheless, the Epstein file documents that were released are filled with
Never mind, I see the caption.
redactions of
I see
names and
what he's saying
information
now.
about people who clearly are not victims and may fall into that other category. So I went over there and I was able to determine, at least I believe, that there were tons of completely unnecessary redactions in addition to the
So he's saying
failure
that
to redact.
he said it was tons of unnecessary redactions, right? So that's going to be kind of hard to understand. What does he mean by unnecessary redactions? Okay.
Meaning, that I believe that they hired somebody. They hired, from what they said, they hired over 1,000 people to go over the files
Right.
and redact things. But if they were hired and they didn't know what they were doing, that can explain why there's so many unnecessary redactions. But when it comes down to the names of these individuals that most likely
Right.
should be unredacted for the public, I believe that was done intentionally.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Be respectful in the chat and we'll keep you there. We just ask you to be respectful when you come over here to this open panel. Feel free to express what you want to express, but be properly said in the comment section. So now, Diamond Gang, we're going to let you guys know, because what we think, gang, we're going to let him play this, and then we're going to also play this thing. If you paid attention to the thumbnail, it's going to get sick, because some of the things that we were saying, it is missing children involved, gang. We've already been watching the Epstein files. We've seen a lot of sick things, gang. We've seen a lot of sick things, and you guys know it. So me and Diamond is thinking, because we got intel, right? The Band-Aid gang got intel. Diamond Gang, give them a little bit about what happened and the land that Epstein sold that land to, and why we think that he sold the land. We about to tell you right now. Let's go. Hit that like button, gang.
All right, so Epstein sold his land, the Zorro Ranch in New Mexico, to Lex Wexner.
Let's Wexner, y'all.
Is the founder of Victoria's Secret. He's also the CEO, and I believe he's also the founder of Bath and Body Works. And they have had a relationship on and off when it comes down to like being a financial manager. Epstein was his financial manager. So it just doesn't, to me, for him to buy that Zorro Ranch, it sounds like to me it's some type of a link between the two on keeping whatever happened at that ranch under wraps.
Under wraps, gang. Y'all hear what we saying? Under wraps. He sold it to Les Legner. Okay, so it's like he didn't even sell it to nobody that he didn't know. He sold it to somebody he knows. So you know what we think in chat? That there's bodies on that property. Hit the like button. There's bodies on that property. Diamond, what do you think? Do you think they're going to get a chance to get on that ranch and get up some bodies?
Yes,
Maybe some missing children?
Right now, currently in the media, they're already starting to talk about the Zorro Ranch and possibly the bodies possibly being on that ranch and possibly maybe doing some digging. Well, but it would be the professionals having to do that, right?
Absolutely.
But what I'm trying to figure out is why it took so long for them to even want to do that. That is what I'm worried about. Why now are we about to go for the ranch and the golf courses? Why are we just now doing that?
I
That should
think
have
we're
been
here
done
now,
years
gang.
ago.
I think we moved a little bit ahead of our time, but we are accurate over here on this channel. I think that there is bodies on that on that land, gang. There is bodies on that land. That's what we're looking at right now. And you're gonna be surprised that y'all gonna say that channel over there, they called everything, even far as when the Epstein files came out. We called it the day before. So what you think? We on top of it, gang. Go watch the videos that we put out. Lex Lexner bought the land from Jeffrey Epstein.
And Lex Wexner is a billionaire, right? And if you look at it, a lot of these people that are connected to this situation are billionaires. They have a lot of money, so they're able to move things around and also make shell companies to be able to launder money.
Yes.
There's a lot of different things that they're doing right now. They've been doing for decades, but it's just now coming to a surface because of the fact that there are now missing children involved and possibly snub films. Not to mention, if you looked at our other live, we were talking about possibly that they were possibly eating human flesh. So
No,
that's another ball game
Diamond
of
said that.
subject that
Diamond
we'll
just
talk
said
about later on down the line.
No, you're true. What did you say they're possibly doing? Because we finna show that.
Possibly eating human flesh.
And did we not show you what the stuff that was around Epstein's mouth came from cannibalism? Did we not show you yesterday the restaurant that they was talking about taking jerky to was called Restaurant Cannibal? Hit the like.
Making beef jerky and steak.
Hit the like button, gang.
Who emailed somebody talking about
who would want to go to a restaurant called Cannibal, gang?
Cannibal and Cooks.
Cannibal and Cooks.
That
Would you
means
want to
that
go
they
eat
got
there,
the cannibals there and they got the cooks there, and people are learning how to make this stuff. And what I think was going on, and I believe this has been going on in the dark web for a long time. What I think's been going on is they have been consuming human flesh for a long period of time. Now, what I'm scared of is if they are putting it in our food, in our fast food, without our knowledge.
Do you think? What if they was doing that, chat? What if they? I'm talking to my chat. What if they was giving you human food? Do you believe it? They've been talking about it for the longest.
Correct.
Oh wow.
Not to mention Bill Gates is implicated in the files.
Yes, he
possibly being the reason why we had C-19. They were doing pandemic assimilations back in, I believe, 2015, 2016.
Right.
That's around the same time that the pandemic started. So if you look at it, they're going to blame China, but really it could have been in-house that created the whole thing. So we have to look at Bill Gates has a lot of dirt on him. Not only the fact that they saying that he had an STD and was trying to give his wife penicillin and all of that, but then you also have the fact that they are saying in these emails that they were doing pandemic assimilations. Pandemics means some type of epidemic that's going to create a problem for a mass amount of people. That's what the C-19 did.
Right.
So I think they tried it and it went out of control.
Yep.
They wanted to blame somebody else and didn't want to blame them.
Didn't want to blame them.
Point the finger somewhere else.
Bingo.
And now the files have implicated him. So you got to look at it when you've been doing dirt so long, and this is how stupid Bill Gates is. He was using his own personal email to inbox all these people about what he was doing. Why? If you're gonna do dirt, why would you use your own personal emails? You're not using a secure line of communication. You're using emails addresses. All these people are using the open email where, as you can see, we have all the details from, because it's so quick, it's so easy for them to be able to pull up our information through the internet. So what they thought they was keeping quiet actually got surfaced, and not only did the DOJ get proof of everybody. They got more than enough information. Like they only released 3 million files. There's also 3 million files they don't even want to release yet. So imagine what that is. So if this is a large chunk of information, that's also a large chunk of information.
Facts.
Even if they keep the victims' names private, they didn't even do that in this batch of documents that they released, because there was times where kids' names weren't redacted, kids' faces weren't redacted. So anyway, I just want you guys to understand that this is a way bigger issue than just one person. This is a huge operation, and what I think is going to happen is somebody's going down. If it ain't going, one person going down, it's going to be a domino effect.
I think it's going to
If
be
you
a
don't,
domino effect,
it's
and
going to
it's
be a
going to be a
domino effect.
surprising to America, gang.
Yep,
That's
it's going to
why,
be a
if
domino
everybody knows,
effect.
that's
People
why
are
this
about
this
to
pot
start
is
going down.
brewing.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Diamond, but that's
No,
why
no,
this
no.
pot is brewing. Everybody, the pot is
Mhm.
brewing. It's been
Mhm.
brewing for a while. After you brew it, what you have to do, you have to give a taste test.
Yep, and then you got to let the steam out.
And you gotta let the steam out.
So a
See, they under
domino
that
effect.
pressure right
If
now,
people,
and it's gonna bust the pipe.
right, and people in the chat, if you don't know what a domino effect means, it means that the big people are going to go down first, the people underneath them going to go down second, and the people underneath them are going to go down after them. It's just gonna, they're all going down. As you see, a lot of people are starting to resign. People are getting fired, and it's starting to become a ripple effect. That's
Right.
going to continue to happen. But the big fish, remember I kept saying there's a big fish out there. Somebody that's bigger than Trump that's about to go down. Now, watch and see, you guys.
I think the big fish is Epstein. I think
Yeah.
Epstein is the devil.
Well, look at Epstein is worth $800
Allegedly, that
billion.
Epstein is really
What
the devil.
man? Oh, what man is worth $800 billion? Why do you have that much value in just yourself for you to be worth $800 billion? You
Exactly.
have to have something, not just Tesla. You have to be doing something. And then when they talk about a person getting government assistance, he gets millions every other day from the government. He gets funding from the government to do SpaceX and other things he's trying to do, include, like I said, with Bill Gates. He was doing something with Bill Gates when it come down to this pandemic assimilations. So when people don't understand, that might be the case that Elon is the one they want to take down. But we also have another issue, and I don't know if you want me to talk about it now, but
Go ahead, get it out.
there's another issue where Tulsi Gabbard, the director over our CIA, she knows that there was a whistleblower complaint put in over a high official around Trump that was talking to a foreign government. So that is a big problem in itself, because now it's national security involved. And she didn't go and tell the Gang of Eight in Congress, which, we have a Gang of Eight who, if in case of emergencies, the Gang of Eight is the ones that gets notified first in Congress before anybody else. She didn't tell them. She went and took it to the White House staff, and they went and put it in a safe. The whistleblower complaint was that bad that they had to put it into a safe.
It's a safe, gang.
So who I think that person is that went and was talking to
What's up, R
a foreign
Sturdy?
government, who I think it is, and I'm not going to get too far off a subject, but who I think who is going to go down.
R Sturdy got a point. He says I think it's the whole government is the big fish, and they've been the big fish for a while. Now go ahead and say who you think it is, Diamond Gang.
Why do you think that a lot of these people ran for office? They ran for office so they could keep themselves out of prison. Hello, but
Yes.
who I think the person is that was talking to a foreign adversary was Stephen Miller. I believe
it was
still
Donald
Stephen
Trump.
Miller.
You know what? I think it was Trump.
No, but he's under Trump. They said a Trump official a White House official, a high-end White House official underneath Trump. You got to look at who's underneath him. Who's his advisor? The one that's advising him right now is Stephen Miller.
Rusty say Epstein and his handlers are the government. Bingo.
Well, you
That
know,
makes
he was a
sense.
part of the government for only 120 days. By
That
law, he
makes
could
sense
only
though.
be in part of our government for 120 days. When he
Let's
had
listen to this.
Doge,
Let's listen
that's
to
when he
this.
was going through all our personal information. And that's how he was able to maneuver things to keep himself out of the spotlight. Because, you know, Elon had a bunch of investigations put out on him before he even got involved in the government. So
And
the
he's
best
under
way to get
investigation
yourself
now.
out of the nose is to get involved in the government, seize everything you need to, take all the information you want, and clear yourself from all the stuff, all the investigations, because clearly he was going in every building doing whatever he wanted because he was quote unquote Doge, trying to weed out fraud. And he was the one that's really taking all our data and selling it overseas. That's another thing.
Rusty
Remember,
said,
he's the only. Remember, Elon is the only person that went behind the president's seal and threw up the Hitler salute.
absolutely.
So that tells you all you need to know, you guys.
All right, let's rock. Rusty said the government, when the government is involved, they leave no paper trail, and no one ever gets caught. You got a point on that. You got a point. You guys
That's
speak the
unless
best
they're
facts. Thank you
sloppy,
so much.
but that's only if they're not sloppy. There are
That part.
currently a lot of sloppy people that are in the government right now. That's the problem.
Let's go, gang.
Victims, and so that's troubling to us.
Did you see the names of any potential co-conspirators that were redacted?
Well, I saw the names of lots of people who.
He said he saw the names of lots of people. So let's track him, gang. He saw the names of lots of people.
Were redacted for mysterious or baffling or inscrutable reasons.
Are any of them well-known individuals?
For example, Mr. Wexner, his name was redacted from a government.
Can I say something real quick, Dove?
Hold on, Diamond. Give us the intel. Hold on, Diamond. Give us the intel about
All right.
Waxner. He was
Okay.
redacted.
He was
Let's track.
redacted. See, there you go.
Give us some intel on Waxner.
Like I said, Waxner was very heavily involved with Epstein. Like I said, he you talking about Lex Waxner? Wexner?
No, it's right there.
Is that
Waxner.
who you talking about? Okay,
Mr.
I
Waxner.
believe that's the same person. It's that's who I'm talking about. That's Lex Waxner. We keep saying it wrong because we country, but that's the same person I was talking about. Lex, the one that
Oh my
got
goodness.
the
So you talking
ranch.
about the one that he sold the land to?
Exactly. That's who he's talking about right now.
What? We own it, gang. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Look, Wexner funded Epstein.
Epstein.
Yeah, him and a bunch of other people. But you remember, there's only one person that gave him a large chunk of money to start off, and because he used to be a teacher. What teacher just all of a sudden becomes a millionaire overnight?
Let's track. Let's see what else other names he said. Let's go.
And I couldn't understand the logic of that. He was not a victim, and his name has appeared other places. Now, the Department of Justice has not sent forth its so-called privilege log, so it's not explained yet why there might be certain redactions that have been made. I saw one document which was an email that was sent by Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell, which was the forward of an email that he had received from some of his lawyers, giving an account of a conversation between Epstein lawyers and Trump lawyers and others about what had taken place during that 2009 period. It was during the period of the 2009 investigation. And Epstein's lawyers synopsized and quoted Trump as saying that that Jeffrey Epstein was not a member of his club at Mar-a-Lago, but he was a guest at Mar-a-Lago, and he had never been asked to leave. And that was redacted for some indeterminate, inscrutable reason. I know it seems to be at odds with some things that President Trump has been saying recently about how he had.
What do you guys feel about that? I think this is cap, gang.
So they're
That
saying
sounds like
in
cap
ways. He
again.
said he's seen an email. Hold on. He said he's seen an email involving Epstein's lawyers and Trump lawyers, and they were communicating with each other
Right.
in 2009.
2009.
Correct. So you remember he got in trouble first before,
Right.
around that time, and then he got in trouble again in what was it, around 2019 when he
Correct.
got arrested and
Correct.
serving his time, right?
Please hit the like
So
button,
he got in
Derek.
trouble more. He got in trouble twice, but the sweetheart deal was from I believe 09. So I believe what I think was going on was Trump's attorneys and Epstein attorneys was cahoosing together to come up with a lie or some type of
Exactly.
something to be able to cover bases, basically.
Okay, Lynn said, well, we all know that Epstein asked to leave Mar-a-Lago. Some of us have been following this for a decade. You can't bull crap us, gang. Big facts. Let's go ahead. Let's track.
It kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of his club or asked him to leave, and this was at least one report that appears to contradict it.
What did you see specific to President Trump or President Clinton, and were there specific redactions to them?
Well, I just gave an example of one redaction related to President Trump. I did not see any redactions related to President Clinton.
What was
I mean, remember,
done?
well, I don't, here's the thing. The Department of Justice is under orders from Congress to release the entire Epstein file. They released 3.5 million documents, and they've withheld 3 million documents. So about half of all the documents have not been released yet. Of the 3.5 million documents that have been released, I probably had the opportunity to review maybe 30 or 40 of them. Okay, so this is going to be an extremely time-consuming and painstaking process. The Attorney General and the Department of Justice have said that this process was something that was completed by them back in July. These materials could have been released long ago, but they're just being released now. And if every member of Congress who voted for the discharge petition, if all 217 of us spent every waking hour over at the Department of Justice, it would still take us months to get through all of those documents. And there are only 4 computers now, so they would certainly need to get a couple hundred more computers for all of the members. But the point is that there is no way before Attorney General Bondi arrives on Wednesday that we're going to have the opportunity to go through every redaction in order to ask thorough questions.
I think that's the connection that they held up releasing this so that everybody wouldn't be as thoroughly prepared for her testimony Wednesday.
No, I think that the Department of Justice has been in a cover-up mode for many months and has been trying to sweep the entire thing.
Y'all heard what he said?
And
he even said that he thinks that it is a cover-up. Y'all just heard him say that he thinks it is a cover-up. So we know we're dealing with a cover-up here. Let's continue.
Obviously, our colleagues on the Oversight Committee have taken the lead, but judiciary plays a very important role because we oversee the Department of Justice. But the more that I've gotten into it, the more I believe that the survivors here, the victims who are now active citizens for justice, really are leading the way. And we need to be having hearings with the survivors to hear from them about their experiences so they can explain what happened and so they can begin to set forth a theory of what took place. We need to be investigating the money. We need to be investigating the organizational hierarchy. There's no way you run $1 billion international child sex trafficking ring with just 2 people committing crimes. Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. No way. It doesn't work like that. So we need to figure out what other conspiracies were involved, what other co-conspirators were involved. And I really do believe that listening to the survivors is going to be our pathway through this nightmare.
What is the next step for Democrats to take? You say there are obviously millions of documents or computers. What is the next step? And
what if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
All right, so
Great
let me say this, right? You know, Pam Bondi is about to go in front of Congress. She is the Attorney General for the United States. She has to answer for everything. What we really need to focus on is that hearing, because we want to know what she's gonna say. Is she gonna come with these smart remarks like she did before? Or is she actually going to start answering some questions? Because now they have more information that she was trying to conceal. So now she can't come with that same, I don't want to answer, I ain't answering none of that. She has to start answering these questions, because now they have already seen more than enough. Not to mention they still have 3 million files that nobody has seen yet. And of course we can't see any of the stuff that's involving children, right? Like the videotapes and all that. But when it comes down to protecting these predators, and if they have videos showing that, if the DOJ knows that there are people that are in public service that have videos with little kids, they should be making sure they're arrested. But if they're not doing their job, why? Why are they not doing their job? Why are they not arresting these people? Because we can't never see those videos, but they can. And that's another reason why it's important that Congress do their oversight, because they're going to want to see who is involved. And unfortunately, they have to see things they don't want to see. And seeing kids in videos like that and nastiness, unalivings or whatever, is something that they're going to have to see to be able to get these people arrested.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think that there is children involved. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that there is really children involved. Put a 1 in the chat if you think children aren't involved, that there were not abducted children or sacrificed children. Put a 2 in the chat. If you believe children were involved, please put a 1 in the chat. We're just trying to engage with the panel over here with the comment section. So just feel free to put it in. It doesn't matter your opinion. Just put it in. So we got a 1 in here. So we got somebody that says they believe children were abducted, tested on, and trafficked. And if I was over there, I would put a 1 in the chat too. I can't make it up. What about you, Diamond? What would you put, a 1 in the chat or 2?
I would definitely put a 1, because as we look in more and more in these emails, more and more at the videos, more and more at the images, it's telling us clear as day what they were intending on doing and what they were doing for decades. And what irritates me the most is how they did not take advantage of making sure that this person, this predator, and all the people around them was concealed in 2009, instead of waiting until 2019. That's a whole decade later to be able to prosecute him again. So he had a whole nother decade to
Absolutely.
offend kids, to do wrongdoing, to money launder, to coerce with billionaires and violate women, and this is the problem that I have with the DOJ. And not to mention, Pam Bondi used to be the Attorney General for Florida. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she was the Attorney General for Florida at the time when he got that sweetheart deal in 2009. So that makes her even a conflict of interest of her being the Attorney General of the United States currently right now. She's a big walking conflict of interest.
Hear me, Diamond Gang? Are you shut? You dropped the mic, didn't you?
Yeah, I just finished saying what I had to say, but like I said, Pam Bondi is a big walking conflict of interest. She was involved in Florida litigation, and now she's the United States Attorney General. And imagine the fact that she could have stopped this in Florida, but she allowed it to carry on. What I think is going on is a bigger operation than what we think it is, and it's
Absolutely.
involving people overseas. You got to look at it. What's going on right now in the UK? They're raiding Elon's offices right now. So there are investigations going on overseas. Like
As
it's
well.
not just the America problem. It's a universal problem.
It's a universal problem. So everybody, please double tap the screen, hit the like button. Thank you guys for coming over. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We would love if you came and subscribed to the channel. So now we're finna show you how this shit is real. I truly believe that there is bodies on the land, and we will bring you the information tomorrow, like we always do. We will bring you the information tomorrow for you guys to know what we say over here on this channel is true. So let's get to rocking the show. Let's go, gang.
Of human flesh, and they drink human blood. So this
Roseanne Barr told you they drink human flesh and human blood. She just told y'all that. She told us this years ago. Do y'all remember that, Mob Boss? She told us this years ago. Let's go.
Rooms, they got secret rooms.
Go on, tell me, how do I find the secret?
So when you go in the secret rooms, because they hide it in loads of places, they tie string around, and then they put it all around the body, but they're naked, and they got this tattoo on the private with like little piercings.
So in worshiping the devil, participated in human sacrifice rituals and cannibalism.
Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
Man, and they're buying it.
Oh,
Hit that like button.
If the person okayed it.
Now listen to this, gang. This is how you know these people are cannibals, and they've been doing it for years. And they do it just to get in these certain clubs, to get into a bracket. That's it. That's it. Listen, hit the like button. Listen to this, gang.
If the person okayed it, I would eat a human. If you were at a very fancy restaurant and they were like a tiny piece of human meat.
No. I think the only way
You wouldn't try a tiny bite?
I think they probably
Really?
went,
Absolutely.
Diamond, she probably went to Cook Cannibal's restaurant, right? That was in the Epstein files.
Right.
Cook
She's telling on
Cannibal's
herself.
restaurant.
She's telling on herself.
Telling on herself. Let's go, gang.
The most dangerous game, as they referred to it, was a matter of human hunting. And when a mind control slave such as myself was stripped of clothes and turned loose in the woods, I was then hunted by George Bush, Dick Cheney, and Bill Clinton.
Oh my goodness. What is that? Listen, gang, we don't play no games. Remember the movie that Ice-T played in? And he was a regular city boy. Y'all remember that? And they kidnapped him, took him out to the woods, right? And these rich men let him go. And they started hunting him. Y'all remember that movie?
See, I've never seen
It
that
was
movie,
not Ice Cube. Ice-T played in that movie, and he was being hunted. He had dreadlocks. They took him up to some cabin, made him think everything was cool, and they started hunting him. I believe that happened. See, they put the stuff in the movies. They had their son. They had a little bitty boy that was hunting him too. They trained the little boy how to hunt. That's what they did, was take people and hunt them. They'll kidnap them off the street, and they played a game by hunting these people.
Right.
Go check out the movie. It got Ice-T in it. I'm looked it up real quick for you guys.
Okay, and look at this, right? As we know now, we're finding out that the Simpsons, the person that started the Simpsons, he was in the files. Okay, we have multiple people, high-end people that are CEOs of big, huge production companies.
It was called Diamond. Hold on, everybody. Go look it up on your phone. It was called Surviving the Game. Surviving the Game with Ice-T. Go check that out. Surviving the Game. You guys look it up. He was being hunted by a bunch of rich people. They just took him off the street and they started to hunt him. And they had little boys. They were all rich men too. They took him up there. They fed him. He thought everything was good. Then they cocked the gun and said, run. He was like, what y'all talking about? They said, run. And they hunted the man.
Hey,
Y'all got to
where
go check that
was
movie
that
out.
movie filmed at? I wonder where that movie was filmed at.
Let me drop the screen. I can find out, but here it is. I want everybody to check it out. Stop sharing that screen. Here it is right here, everybody. Right here. Michelle, here it is. Hit the like button so you guys can check this movie out. They might have a trailer to it, but this is the movie here. Survive. Here it is right here. Here's a trailer of the movie. Okay, that said that's unavailable, but he actually was being hunted. Right here. Let's see if we get one out of this one. Okay, restricted. But this is the movie. For those that want to check it out, you can go check it out. It's called Surviving the Game. It's a pretty good movie. So I just wanted to show you guys that that's a movie where kind of similar to what happens with these people in these elite positions do just for their own thrills. This is what they do. So let me go ahead and get back to this. Let's check this out. Diamond, you were saying something before we go on. I didn't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you who created that film. Where was it filmed at? That's what I would like to know.
No, you made it.
What if that film was created on the?
That's why that's
Tom
what we do
Ford's
over here,
release?
y'all.
We don't know that. We don't know because a lot of these celebrities that be in these movies be out in boondocks and never.
Well, let me go back. Let me go back.
Yeah, the movies be filmed in weird places. And that's why I want to know who created that film. Because then, like you said, they be telling on themselves in movies, in shows. They show us on the TV screen what they are already doing where people think that it's not happening. Oh, it's just fiction. And all along, they are actually doing these things. And they're putting it in plain sight.
Directed by Ernest R. Dickerson. Ernest R. Dickerson. You want me to look him up?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, man, we're going to go down a rabbit hole again, gang. You're doing too much, Diamond. You want to go down a rabbit hole?
I mean, we don't have to look him up. I'm just saying in general, it's just weird. It's coincidental that type of movie was showing him being hunted by billionaires. And now this lady is saying that she was hunted by billionaires. So that means that what happened in that movie is actually happening in real life. So
and this was such an old movie.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was wondering what other movies are.
It's like called Surviving the Game. Is the name of the movie, right?
Right.
Okay.
I wonder what other movies are out there that's similar to this that has been coming out, where it's basically telling us what they're doing, which is just making it seem like it's not really happening, but it is.
But it's happening, right?
Correct.
You want to continue?
Yeah, let's just continue. Let's listen to what this lady has to say.
Everybody, please hit the like button. Thank you guys for joining. We try to give y'all the right intel. We track it. So we on the right track. That's why I played this video. That's why I put it on it, because Jim Carrey exposed it, gang. And there's a lot of good information on this video. I think we're going to find some bodies on that land. We need to get over there by Albuquerque, New Mexico, off the 40, and go to that Zorro Ranch. And we also need to check out that Tom Ford's ranch. Let's go, gang.
among others. But they were the main ones.
Jim Carrey is putting his life on the line once again to expose the industry. And this time, he isn't just accusing the elites of investing millions of dollars into brainwashing us. He is full-blown exposing some disturbing rituals that they have been performing, using the lifeless bodies of who went missing. All the way from them forcing these people to indulge in acts with animals, to draining their red fluid to use as a forever young serum to remain youthful.
See? You see? Stop playing with us. You see? And it's all coming out. Let's go.
When Jim initially began exposing all this, everyone called him crazy. But after the recent Epstein files, everyone is revisiting everything he said. And people are finally realizing he has been spot on from day one. Now, you've probably heard about Jim Carrey making some wild allegations about the industry being controlled by the Illuminati for decades. He has been talking about the industry right from the start of his career. But his most infamous rant came when he appeared on Jimmy Kimmel and did the Illuminati sign with his hands and mouth. Jimmy Kimmel tried acting confused, but Jim called him out and flat out accused him of also being part of the Illuminati. Baby, he had Jimmy gagged.
Is that a gang sign?
See, that's how you knew dude right there was caught up. How he did his remark. Is that a gang sign? Bro, no, that ain't no gang sign. Dude know exactly what that is. That's how you knew he was embarrassed. So let's go, gang.
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh, I like it.
For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, and they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things and, you know, and you know, look at him trying to.
And as if all this wasn't bad enough, Jim went on to shake up the internet again during his 2018 acceptance speech at the BAFTA Awards. He got on that stage in front of all the powerful elites and accused them of stealing newborns. Not only that, he accused them of allegedly using them for ritualistic sacrifices. Mind you, he said all this in front of all the people who do the things he was talking about.
Kidnapping children is not what great nations do. We in America are misinformed.
I said, damn.
And you know what? I hope that Jim Carrey is safe, because you got to look at, he must have had some clear dirt on all of them for them not to touch him, not to mess with him, nothing. Because he has been safe all these years. Nobody has messed with Jim Carrey. And Jim Carrey says whatever he want to say, and nobody's saying nothing to him.
And
so clearly
everything
Jim
that
Carrey
he
knows
said,
what's going on, or he's a part of it, and he's like, I'm so high up in the rank, you can't mess with me. What if Jim Carrey is one of the leaders of it?
No, we don't miss him.
I'm just saying, why you think they have?
I mean, yes, because I mean, you know, I wouldn't put it past.
If what can a person do that has high status, right? In something,
they can get away with a lot of mess.
They can get away with a lot of things, and that means they can get away with saying things they ain't supposed to say, because guess what? Nobody's gonna believe them because they're a comedian.
Facts. Let's go, gang.
Formed. Reality shows have warped our idea of what a hero is, or what the truth is.
Now, back to when Jim first made these comments. Many people didn't believe him, but after the recent release of the 3 million Epstein files, people are revisiting the allegations he made, and they are saying he was onto something the entire time. You see, unlike what most people think, the stuff he said about people being unalived and consumed may actually have some truth to it. In fact, when the Epstein files released, people found one particular photo that looked like a bunch of raw rotisserie chicken laid out on the kitchen
Remember
table.
that, gang?
Yep.
Some of them, they
Remember the
covered it up
picture
pretty
that I
good.
showed you guys? I don't know if I don't think did you show it on here, Dove? Because
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
showed it. They did a
Okay.
better cover up on this one right here. But my gang, everybody over here, we seen it in real time where you actually seen the leg, and it was horrible. It was pretty horrible.
Yep.
It was pretty horrible.
But here's the thing though, for some reason, one of the chickens had blacked out. And of course, this got people talking because they wanted to figure out why one chicken had randomly blacked out. I mean, if it's just a chicken, why black it out? Unless, of course, it's not actually a chicken.
It's a child.
People zoomed in on it, and that's when they realized that the blacked out chicken was actually something else. And your guess is as good as mine. Jeffrey wasn't just inappropriately messing with these newborns. He was also eating them for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even dessert.
Check this out. One image in the Epstein files list contains an image that shows two chickens, and in the middle is something that's been redacted. But if you look closely, it really looks like a baby's leg. If it's just another chicken, why block it out? That's my point. And you can see the full leg right there. And people, yes, remember when Hillary Clinton's emails came out when she was joking about sacrificing chickens to Moloch? Who's that?
But it gets even worse. This entire thing made people dig deeper into the whole Epstein and Illuminati rabbit hole, and the evidence they uncovered is literally undeniable. At this point, if you still think there isn't at least some truth to what is being said, but everyone cannot be telling the same lie. Anyway, one of the many receipts people found was this video of model Gabriella Rico frantically crying while telling people that she was paid to attend an Epstein party. And during the party, she literally saw these celebrities and politicians consuming flesh. The video was taken all the way back in 2009. She hasn't been seen ever since. No one knows if she is dead or alive. The video was buried by the media.
Nobody ever seen that young woman again after doing that. And you know, the shirt she had on, Yummy, that's a sex filming company, and that's crazy. They use the word yummy. Y'all heard what's that boy name that was in the Diddy case? What's his name? Angel. They say Diddy did something to him. You know who I'm talking about, Diamond. He had the song Yummy with the little children in it. Y'all remember that?
I'm trying to think of who the person is, but
Justin Bieber is his name. Justin Bieber.
Justin
Bieber had the song called Yummy. Had a lot of little children in it. It was a very gory video. So, you know, and he hasn't been the same. So the same shirt this young lady had on, if y'all pay attention, was the same as this filming company, Yummy. You see her shirt says
and
Yummy.
you got to look at it too. A lot of people that are, excuse my French, somebody's about to hit my damn car.
But yes, as I piggyback off of her gang, so this woman was saying that when she came out that they eat people, they eat humans, they eat people, they eat humans. This made the news, everyone, and they haven't found her since. Everything just can't be by coincidence, everyone. And if it was, everything was by coincidence, do you think if anything was by coincidence that our United States government would be involved in something that big? We're talking about the government now, y'all. We're talking about the people that run our country. We're not talking about celebrities. There's a difference. We're not talking about celebrities and actors and shit. We're talking about the people that are controlling our country and the money.
Yep.
That's
And
what we're talking about.
they think that it's so what I don't know why they feel like they need to do this to be able to gain money or gain fame or gain power. But I don't see how that would gain you anything but make you sick. You can
Not only will it
flesh.
make you sick, but you know, these are rituals and these people come from bloodlines, and it's something that was trained and embedded in them. Just like, you know, children in foreign countries, they eat nasty things to us. But when you grow up and when you come out of the dark into the light, and that's something that you've been doing for so long, you become a part of it. It's a part of you because it's some things in other countries that we look like and be like, shit, we'll never eat that. And then they turn over and look at us and say they will never eat a scrambled egg. They won't eat an egg. They won't eat chicken. That looks nasty to them. So, something that's been programmed in you for a long time, you become used to it. And then these people come from elite families that have been practicing these rituals, and they always wanted to be a part of these rituals since a child. That's what you call breeding, and that's what you call training a child to be that way. That's just like when you were little and you watched your aunties and your uncles and them in the living room and you was too young to come out, get back in the room. You wanted to do what they was doing. You wanted to party with your folks. You wanted to do that. When you were a child, it seems regular, but these children are being trained to do this. They
Right,
come
and
from homes.
imagine
They
what.
come from adopted. They're adopted. They have no families.
Correct. You are right.
And to go from having no family to go to a millionaire's ranch and driving boats, these kids' mind, they like, I'm free, but they don't realize what comes with it. They don't know they're going to be sold. They don't know that they're going to be test dummies for Bill Gates. They don't know Bill Gates is going to inject them with something to test out a new vaccine. This is what they were doing. And you can't really put it past Bill Gates due to the line of work that he's in. That woman said they used to hate to see him come because he was doing tests on children. And it makes sense because if you want to test a new vaccine and do all that kind of shit, you're going to do it with a child.
But let me ask you this. When have we ever knew Bill Gates was involved in scientific work? We always knew him for computer work, computer this, computer that. But now we're finding out from these emails, he actually was doing
Medicine.
scientific work with Epstein. I'm not Epstein, with Elon and possibly Epstein. And they were, doing epidemic simulations. They were, like you said, injecting people or possibly, using people as lab rats.
You want me to give you an example? You want me to give you an example here? Hit the like button, everybody. I'm finna drop some more gems on you. Put a one in the chat if you want to hear this super gem.
Right, and put a one in the chat if you knew that Bill Gates was into scientific work. If you thought that Bill Gates was just for Microsoft and just with the computers, put a one in the chat. Put two ones in the chat.
And put a one in the chat if you want me to drop another gem on y'all. I can't. Put a one in the chat if you want a gem. Y'all know I always got a pocket full of them. I will drop something on you. Put a one in the chat, gang. I ain't going no further till I get a one in the chat.
Right. And this lady looks terrified. If you look her face, she looks
yes,
terrified. She don't look
absolutely.
like she's playing. She don't look like she's joking. She's serious. Now,
She's
what if
serious.
they took her and unalived her and used her up and sold her for meat to all these celebrities? Because if you look in the emails, it looked like they were transporting pounds of meat to each other.
Okay.
So they in some of the emails it's talking about 3 pounds, 8 pounds. Such and such got the meat. If you want the meat, what we're gonna do with white tuna? They're talking about white tuna. It needs to be in the freezer. If you look at
Right.
some of these emails, they're sick,
Now
and they're
watch this, Diamond. I'm gonna give you
using
a gem. Diamond.
right,
Let me
right.
give you a gem. Everybody go back. Do you guys remember the old space shuttle? The first one. The first one they had, right? It landed what? In the water, right? You remember that? Y'all remember when they came back down, it detached itself and they landed in the ocean, right? And they came in boats to get the pilots out of the water. Do you remember that?
I don't even know what year that
Okay.
was, but
Well, they used to come get the pilots out of the water. Put in a one in the chat if you remember that. Then we had the new space shuttle. Remember the space shuttle that looked like an airplane?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, the chat knows. a space shuttle used to have the red original space shuttle, the one that the black man and black woman, they all went up and it blew up one time out of Florida. It was massive. It blew up. But we had that space shuttle that when it used to come down, it used to land on an airline, on a runway. It used to land on a runway. We got rid of that space shuttle. And now they're landing back in the water again. They're detaching and going back in the water again. Why you say that, Dove? What sense does it make to go from having a piece parachute you down into the water, then back to a space shuttle that lands on a runway like a plane? Y'all remember the space shuttle that looked like a plane? They don't use that no more. They use the old way landing in the water. Now, ask yourself, when lately have we seen them take off in the space shuttle like they used to? When it used to be on TV, the space shuttle was taking off again, going on. You don't ever see that anymore. You never see that anymore. But now, just recently, a couple of months ago, I think a year ago, last year, they showed the people that landed in the water again. Why would you go from a space shuttle that lands on a runway to an old style space shuttle that land in the water? You want me to tell you why, gang? I believe in this big space thing that they haven't. How do we know if they're not using these children as tests in space? See, that's what the Nazis did. The Nazis did that to some of the Jews. Some of the Jews, they put them in speed things to make sure that the body could hold in temperature. They were using them as tests. That's how they knew how much the body could take, how much pressure the body could take from the Jewish people that they were capturing. How do we know that they're not doing it to the children? The missing children, shooting them up in space, making them do all type of different stuff, doing all type of tests on them. That's what I believe as well. I believe that look at Epstein Elon Musk with this space thing. Okay, who's going up there? It's little kids. Why ain't they showing the space shuttle go up anymore like they used to? Who are they sending up there? Is there it could be a whole base up there where they're abducting children and taking them up there in space and doing whatever they want with the children. See, that's how my mind thinks. That's a gem. I told you I got a lot of them. They probably taking these children in space in a space center and doing whatever they want, testing on these children, fulfilling their weak-ass fetishes. That's where some of the missing kids are as well. Not only are they unalived and put on that property, they probably are in a space center in space. And that's why Elon Musk is so close to the president and got this space program, because they taking the children in space. That's why you never see them show the space shuttle take off anymore. It takes off. Yeah, it takes off, but it's not on the news. They take off in the night. They take off when they want to take off. And they taking children up there too. And that's where they do their other tests, is in space. I hit you with another one. Now there's another gem. You just don't go from landing in the water. Then you turn around and build a space shuttle that lands on a runway. You don't even use that space shuttle no more. It's in Huntsville, Alabama as a display. In Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Alabama, the replica of the space shuttle, the SR-71 Blackbird, that is sitting right there, goddamn it, in Huntsville, Alabama, off the side of the freeway. How do I know? Because I live there. They got the SR-71 Blackbird. They got the old school space shuttle. Why y'all stop using that one? Don't nobody want to land in the middle of the ocean and get ate by a shark after they come out of space. How you go from forward to some new and land on one way, but now you're going back to landing back in the ocean. That don't make no goddamn sense. And why haven't we seen any space shuttles being taken off? And why is Elon Musk in charge of it? Because I believe that's where they're taking the kids as well, in space. They taking them in space. That's why Elon Musk got that space center. But you never see him go back up in space. You never see them putting it on the news no more. They used to show us back in the days every time that motherfucker took off. When the last time y'all heard about the space shuttle taking off, gang? I said, damn, yeah, it's been taken off. Yeah, it's been taken off, but it ain't been taken off for you to know it's been taken off. As far as we know, they've been taking them kids up there and putting them on the Space Center and doing all type of tests on them. Hit my like button. I hear you quiet now over there, Diamond. Was that a Jim for him?
He was telling the truth.
They in space. Not only in space, they on the land, they bury them. All they doing out, gang, is all of them got their own little freaky fetishes. A regular person is not going to let them do a test on them to test a new disease, to test a new vaccine. A regular person not going to let them do that. But someone that they can do it to someone without their will, like a child, that's what they tested on. The children. The children that are on corners don't have no family. They take them and test on them. That's the type of government. That's what they did to the Jews. That's exactly what they did to the Jews. They tested on them. That's how they knew
Right,
how
and you know they were saying that allegedly they weren't even really going into space.
Now they going. Are they going? But they have a space center. And when they land on that space center, see, they got space centers up there. We don't know what go on that space center. Then they take oddball rich people up to the space center. You ever notice that? They take the rich people, some rich people up there. They want to go, who up there? Some kids? You can go up there and fulfill your fantasy. It's a lot of stuff they hide. They got cities up there, gang. They got cities on the moon. Trust me. I can't make this up. That's why they sabotage me. Let's go.
Consuming flesh. The video was taken all the way back in 2009. She hasn't been seen ever since. No one knows if she is dead or alive. The video was buried by the media until just recently, when people dug it back up. Back as for Gabriella, her whereabouts are still a mystery.
Why would the media bury something, gang? Why? How can the media bury something and then it comes back? Extortion? Bribery? So somebody can bribe me to put my video down at the bottom. Don't put my video in the algorithm because it got too much intel. And it'll cut his phone off, make his phone get hot. They do all of that type of shit to my channel. I know a lot of YouTubers, they do it to their channel, especially the ones that speak nothing but power. Let's go, gang.
Not only that, but a video of one of the female victims also resurfaced, and it was honestly heartbreaking to hear her reveal how Jeffrey and these other industry elites mistreated them.
They eat flesh.
With all these Hilton Honors points, I could stay for free. At the Waldorf Astoria in the Maldives.
What
about the canopy in Paris?
We're doing too much.
An honors, babe.
When you want points that can take you anywhere, anytime, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
So they make a hole in, and they tie string around, and then they put it all around the body, but they're naked, and they got this tattoo on the private with like little piercings.
Okay.
Not like earrings, but like little gold piercings around the private.
Yeah.
And they all dance around with skulls on in the church there.
Wow.
Okay.
So they have skulls, like the teachers and the staff, they got 20 skulls each.
And how do you know they've got 20 each?
Yes, because I counted once.
This video of the author Barbara Marx slipping up. and confessing to consuming as well while she was giving a speech about human
Now listen to
evolution.
her.
The woman literally confessed to indulging in it right in front of everyone.
Listen.
And no one in the room dared to question her.
Listen.
You cannot make this up.
By everything that we do, the babies we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight, the babies we eat.
Additionally, people also...
She said the babies that we eat. She said the babies that we eat.
Fight, the babies we eat.
Additionally, people...
We fight, the babies we eat.
Additionally...
Wars we fight, the babies we eat.
Additionally, people also brought up this video of actress Roseanne Cherry Barra spilling all the tea about the consumption in the industry. Now, just like everyone else, she was also called crazy, but looking back, she doesn't sound so crazy anymore. She called these elite vampires and said she was in the psych ward with some of the victims at some point, and they weren't doing so well. And I mean, how could they? These people were preyed on and watched some of their friends literally munched on.
So they eat babies. That is not bullshit. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human blood. They do it. They say you can't wake people up that are pretending to be asleep, but I pray to God, please wake up even those who are pretending to be asleep with the irrefutable truth of what the worst people on this planet are really up to. They are really up to that. They're doing it. There's so many victims.
And then there is the long-standing conspiracy theory that Hollywood has been harvesting adrenochrome to stay young. Except that now, it isn't really a conspiracy theory anymore, because several emails in the Epstein files proved that this was really going on.
For years, there has been a long-standing conspiracy theory that Hollywood and the elites harvest the blood of young people and transfuse it in order to reverse age. And now the Epstein files might have revealed that that is in fact true. In this email to Jeffrey Epstein, it says, all you need is a blood transfusion from the pack and you reverse aging. This is where adrenochrome comes into play. It is a real chemical compound found in the blood when the body is in a fight or flight situation. And we know that the kids that were involved in Jeffrey Epstein's network were definitely put into fight or theory that Hollywood and the elites harvest the blood of young people and transfuse it in order to reverse age. And now the Epstein files might have revealed that that is in fact true. In this email to Jeffrey Epstein, it says, all you need is a blood transfusion from the pack and you reverse aging. This is where
from the pack. Excuse me, why are they having these type of conversations with a pimp? I mean, what, Diamond? Why are they having a conversation with a man like this, with a man that admitted to soliciting prostitution? Hit my like button. Now, this man was locked up for prostitution, and he pled guilty. So tell me, why is they having scientific blood transfusions, packs with little kids in their conversation?
Because I believe it's because they all want the fountain of youth. They all want to reverse age.
Right, so, I get it. I get that part. Isn't it ironic? I mean, doesn't it see, the simplest shit is what tells on them. What is the simplest shit? He's not talking about pimping. He ain't talking about take her over there to Motel 6, and I need you to take her over there to the Quality Inn. I need you to take them. Ain't them type of conversations. He having scientific science class conversations, sending shit back. So what does that tell you?
Correct. That tells you that they all are in on on collectively collecting kids to be able to
Exactly.
test dummy them by taking their blood and doing things to them to be
Exactly.
able to see what can be done on reversing age.
Thank you.
Now, this, to be
Thank
honest,
you.
the reason why there's women involved and there's men involved in this, because they're all looking for the same thing. And these elites really want to stay for a long period of time to use up all their money, right? So if a certain person is saying, hey, I'm finding the fountain of youth, and this is what we have to do to be able to reverse your course going to be from being old to being young again. A lot of people are gonna be like, I'm on board. This is like the elite people that are sick minded, obviously.
Yes.
But it seems like to me that this is what the whole problem is. They have been violating these kids, using these kids as test dummies to be able to take their blood to be able to use it to be able to reverse age.
And you notice that when they took the children, I want everybody to remember that a lot of the children that was taken back um, to the border, back to Mexico, a lot of them children never reunited with their family. Do y'all know that? ICE took those children and they never reunited back with their family. Where are those
We still
children?
have a lot of children missing. A lot of children are missing. A lot of people that are not accounted for, they're missing. Why do you think that he wanted so badly to send people overseas, quote unquote, to be able to, quote unquote, send them back to their countries? No, they weren't going back to their countries. They were going to random places because they were going to end up taking them out, most likely.
And they distract us with things they bring on TV. Remember the Chinese air balloon? Remember the Chinese balloon? That there was a balloon that they thought was a UFO and it was weird and it came from China and all of that type of shit.
Yep,
A
I
couple
remember
years
that.
ago.
Yep, I remember
That
that.
was another distraction. Everybody was paying attention to the air balloon. They thought it was a UFO. How is something from China being able to fly so close in America? You're blaming it on China, all this extra shit. And they were saying it was unidentified. The same thing that happened with 3i Ultra. They distracted us with 3i Ultra as well. Atlas, excuse me, 3i Atlas. They distraction with the televised, see, because all they got to do is put it on television for us. And we're going to focus on that, but we're not going to focus on the borders. We're not going to focus on the missing kids. We're not going to focus on how many buses pull up at the Epstein ranch and drop off a whole bunch of children and ship them underground and put them on a train and have the train go to the Denver airport, up under the Denver airport, and do all of that type of stuff, right? Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet about the Denver airport. Let me be quiet. Let's continue.
Adrenochrome comes into play. It is a real chemical compound found in the blood when the body is in a fight or flight situation. And we know that the kids that were involved in Jeffrey Epstein's network were definitely put into fight or flight.
With all these Hilton honors
gems
points, I could stay for free. At the Waldorf Astoria in the Maldives. What about the
Hey, y'all, when I go home, I'm finna pay for no commercials, too.
When you want points that can take you
Just waiting to
anywhere,
go home so we
anytime,
can turn
it
all the
matters
way
where
up.
you stay. Hilton for the stay.
And of course, we've seen Hollywood elites like Chrissy Teigen tweet about how they're going to a party where they're serving up 4-year-old cheese pizza with adrenochrome and, of course, the eye emoji. And according to the FBI code word...
Oh, so the pizza could have been adrenochrome. So hot dogs is boys, pizzas is girls, cheese is little girls, pasta is little boys, ice cream is a male prostitute, walnut is a person of color, map is semen, and sauce is orgy. I said, damn.
words, cheese stands for little girl, and pizza stands for girl. Now back to the email. The subject is Dr. Agus, a professor of medicine and biomedical engineering at USC, pretty local to Hollywood. He is also the founding director and CEO of the Ellison Medical Institute. You know, the medical institute funded by Larry Ellison, the new owner of TikTok. And he's also hosted a Paramount show with big celebs like Ashton Kutcher and Oprah Winfrey.
Wow.
If you know, you know. And I think that Hollywood and the elites have been using predictive programming to get us used to this idea.
Exactly.
Take Monsters, Inc., for example, where a bunch of monsters go into little kids' rooms to get them to scream, harvest those screams, and then provide energy for the city of monsters. Except in reality, the monsters are a little less cartoon-like.
Now, when it comes to these rituals being perturbed after the Grammys, Jim didn't give much info about it, but people believe that it's been happening for a while, especially because of how Whitney Houston died. You see, when Whitney died, the man who was supposed to be her mentor and father figure went on to have his annual Grammys after party just hours after she passed. And the worst part is, he did it in the same building she had literally just died in. You cannot tell me that this doesn't scream demonic. Even Shaka Khan called him out on this.
Sacrifice that poor woman.
And as she should, because when you think about it, it really doesn't make any sense. Why was it so important for him to still have that party? Unless, of course, there was more to it that we don't know about.
What could motivate a person to have a party in a building where the person whose life he had influenced so enormously and whose life had been affected by her? So I don't understand how that party
I had clubbed it. As usual, people had their thoughts, like this person who said, "Bro, every single lucid celebrity was trying to warn us, and they all went through controversies like Jim and depression, MJ being part of it. Everyone that gets close to the truth is silenced and forced to obey somehow. The wicked really do rule the world." Another person said, "Wow, wow, wow. Jim Carrey knew and tried to tell us. Then his girlfriend died shortly after this aired. Listen closely to the words Jim uses." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about the wild things Jim has accused the industry of? And do you really believe these rituals were happening all this time? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.
And I want to, before me and Diamond get close out this evening, gang, we try to really stay on top of this. I think we've been on top of this, and we've been following.
Hey, everybody in the chat, go ahead and hit the 1 if you are listening. If you have any comments, go ahead and put it in the comments below. Go ahead and put it in the box below. Put your comments and what you believe is going on currently right now after listening to what we're coming out with today. Put a 1 in the chat. Let us know your opinion.
Yeah, and not only that, gang. And if anybody that's been following us since the Epstein files have been hitting, I think we've been kind of a little bit ahead of our time. I think we still are ahead of it, and we've been giving out the right information because I know we're there. I know what we know is real, true
put a 1 in
facts.
the chat, you guys.
And the people that is watching knows that that's being
Antoine said, yes,
delegated to the
even
channel.
the ones in New Orleans. I said, damn. Right.
So I just truly believe, gang, that where we at is on top of things, and we just gonna continue to update. Before we get ready to close out, thank you, our Sturdy.
And when you get a chance, go ahead and go on the DOJ website. Everything is referenced from DOJ, YouTube, Google. These are our references for tonight. If you want to look on your own, go ahead and do so on the DOJ website. It gives you the library to the Epstein files.
Everybody ready? As expected, Ghislaine Maxwell took the fifth and refused to answer any questions. This is obviously very disappointing. We had many questions to ask about the crimes she and Epstein committed, as well as questions about potential co-conspirators. We sincerely want to get to the truth of the American people and justice for the survivors. That's what this investigation is about. what her attorney said, Maxwell didn't say, her attorney said that she would answer questions if she were granted clemency by the president,
Trump,
and that she went on to say about Clinton and
but he went on to expand that. The other thing is he pointed out a number of times that she has a habeas corpus petition pending for a new trial and release, and that's why
Secretary Howard
yeah,
Lutnick
well,
given the revelations.
we're going to try to get these 5 nailed down. We've got a lot of very important people we're trying to bring in to answer questions. We don't want to do anything to jeopardize the 5 that we have on the book. So
it is very clear that she used this opportunity to not only campaign for clemency as she has been doing, but also to send a direct message that she is hoping that people who were sitting in the deposition will transmit to the President of the United States, which is that her silence can be bought through clemency. It is very clear that that is the message that she is trying to send directly to Donald Trump himself. Directly. She is telling Donald Trump through her deposition that she is trying to buy her clemency. Now, she did state that she is taking and invoking her Fifth Amendment rights because of a pending habeas petition before the Southern District of New York. But let us be clear. Her case appeals have already gone to the United States Supreme Court and they have been denied. She is not being released from jail unless, of course, Donald Trump buys what she's selling.
So do you guys think that Donald Trump will buy what she's selling?
No, because it's a big, huge conflict of interest. He don't want her to talk because if she talks, she's going to tell on him.
Exactly. So Band-Aid Gang, that go to show you that we are on top of everything. We will keep everybody updated with what's going on. Make sure you guys be ready for tomorrow's show. We will be doing 2 shows. We will be covering the long-lived Dolph situation when it comes to Hernandez Govan, and we also will be covering the rest of the Epsteins. And we also have this week, we are doing a members only. So please make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel. As R. Sturdy said, for those that don't know about the book, The Behold the Pale Horse, very good book that spoke about this a long time ago, even when it came to talking about bringing in the electrical vehicles, taking out the regular cars and getting the electrical vehicles. I've read pieces of The Behold the Pale Horse. The book cover has a man with a mask over his face riding the pale horse. I also used to think the pale horse was George Bush because George Bush has a white horse. So we always used to think, me and my partner, as we were skimming through the book, Behold the Pale Horse, that pale horse and that person that was on that horse was George Bush because George Bush had the white horse. So it still spoke in these ways. And we did see when George Bush was in office, the Twin Towers fall. A lot went on during that time. So we know that there also is a Stargate. So there is also a Stargate that is out there. They also it's not only the Stargate, there is a lot of information that I have that I do have ADAP chamber jewels and gems. So I pretty much know exactly what you're talking about.
Right. And then also you guys,
thank you, R. Sturdy. Yeah, we woke. I know about the Stargate.
When it comes down to you guys doing your own research, go ahead and go on the DOJ website. The library for Epstein is where we get our references from Google, from YouTube, and other resources that we have. So I just want to make sure that you guys know that this is all research that we are doing ourselves. Okay.
I believe the grill. I believe that the Ethiopians have it, and that's part of the reason they searching for it. And you know that carried powers. And I believe that the Ethiopians have that grill. I think they have it, and I think that's part of the reason that doors were getting knocked down. Yeah, I'm already on it, R30. I know a lot. I just can't say a lot because I know these people be on me and sabotage my channel, and they listen through my phone, and I've had a lot of weird things happen when it comes to me getting on social media. They try to dim my lives down. As you see, we went down in views a little bit, but we pop right back up. They know what they trying to do to the channel,
Mhm.
but because I do have the science. So we know that's why the Ethiopians, what they're doing, they're trying to find it because it stores powers. Also
Right.
the Stargate, we got everything that's going on with our government. So I look at these people quite differently. Like, again, I'm not a Republican,
Right.
I'm not a Democrat. I'm just
Right.
a spiritual person, and I
Mhm.
truly believe that it's people in the Republican Party and the Democratic Party that is also involved in these files. I don't believe all these people are human. I don't.
Right.
I just, especially when it comes to someone eating children, testing adrenochromes, and so forth.
Mhm.
So we just look at it different, and we keep an open mind over here. But for us, keeping this open mind, me and Diamond and the Real Angel, we do
Right.
research, and we make sure that we go down the rabbit hole, like you guys seen earlier. But tomorrow we're going to show you more on the land, on Epstein's land, because I think right now, chat, that we're in the right place, and where we're at right now is that I think that there are bodies that are underground, and they're hiding it. They're doing a shift. They're trying to shift and move these bodies, these missing children. I believe that they're on the land because we already did the research. Just recently, around the time when things got hot, Tom Ford sold his property. Diamond will show you the research on that when that was sold.
Mhm.
Also, we're going to dig a little bit deeper on the information about Epstein selling the Zorro Ranch. So we're gonna go back there. We're digging right there too, and we also got some more information. Diamond sent me some stuff. I'm gonna build a timeline so we can keep tracking. There's gonna be new information come out tomorrow, everybody.
Yep.
As you've seen, we just kept everybody posted from them being able to
Mhm.
the chance to look at some of the redact pictures. So now we shared
Mhm.
that on this live. We also just shared Maxwell, so she pleaded the fifth, so we on top of that. We definitely covered what went on with Jim Carrey, and we showed you, what's really going on. That's where we're at right now. That these
Well,
people are being
it,
test tubes, and I'm done. I dropped the mic. Go ahead.
right. So my thing is, Maxwell, we really don't even need her testimony at this point anymore, because if you look at it, we already starting to surface the names that
Right.
she was gonna probably say. And we're
Correct.
starting to find out the Congress is starting to connect the dots of the names that were redacted on purpose. To save their careers or whatever. I believe a lot of these powerful people are in public service. I believe
True.
some of these powerful people are from overseas, might be some world leaders that we would never probably guess that were into pedophilia. Um, I think that this is a deeper situation here. And
Right.
when you mentioned the Bushes, obviously, Bush Senior, he was implicated in the Epstein files as well. We gotta look at everybody is trying to save themselves. So a
Right.
lot of these people are getting in the government to be able to keep themselves from going to prison, and we are starting to
Right.
see that. And I
Hmm.
feel like the more we dig, the more we understand, and the more people will understand the reason why we all need to come together. It doesn't matter a party at this point, okay?
Yeah.
Because this is a bigger
Absolutely.
issue than party. It's got to do with a world issue of nastiness that's been going on for way too long, and it
True.
needs to stop.
Thank you, Diamond. Thank you for the powerful words. Yeah, gang. So we on top of it. I kid around and I do what I have to do, but we just gonna keep banging you guys, hitting you guys with some good content. Again, like I keep telling you guys subscribe to the right channel. We will be transitioning this channel in about a month and a half, so we will have live studio effects. We will be live. You guys won't see me behind the scene no more. You will see me up close forward with the headphones, the microphones, and we just gonna get a lot of people from off the streets and get their topics. We just gonna blow this channel up so we can be the #1 on YouTube like we claim to be. So thank you guys for sticking with us even when we on our lows and when we on our highs. I want to thank you guys very much. And the content and the shows is going to get a lot better, a lot of detail. We're coming out with our own clothing line, Band-Aid Gang clothing line. And we just, a lot of people, all of our members will be getting free merchandise when it comes to our gear update. So just so we can give back like you guys have given to us. So I want to thank everybody for coming in. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe notification bell. If you are in the bushes or if you somebody breezing through and you watch our content, we ask that you subscribe to this channel. It just feel free to come over here and get you some good content and mingle and have fun with some good people over here on the channel. And with that being said, I'm C-Dub, Mr. I ain't said a word, but you know what I'm saying. And I say it damn with Diamond Gang in the building with the
Everybody have a good night.
And we beat you, Band-Aid Gang. Peace and love, everybody. Remember, it's hard out here, but we in the same thing, and it's called life. We in it together. And be glad you on top of the ground instead of under it. Peace and love. May the Most High bless you guys this day. Stay blessed and never stressed. And we out. Peace.